So I'm not doing too many slokas. Let's do one slokas. Ramaya Ramachandraya Ramabhadraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanaryoda Mukyam Sri Ramadutam Sirsa Namami. So, ఇందులో తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది, తమిళ వాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది? Tamil, of course. Everybody is English. Okay, let's talk in English. Of course, I am a Telugu man, raised in Tamil Nadu, worked in Mysore, so all languages will follow. Whenever I cannot speak in English, I'll go to my original languages. That includes Tamil also. So we have many Ramayanas, right? Especially, for Telugu people, Bhaskara Ramayanam, chala goppa Ramayanam. Atlane Molla Ramayanam, atlane Vishwanatha Vari Kalparuksham. Ala chala Ramayanalu unnai. There are many Ramayanas we have. Not only that, the Ramayana has happened in every kalpam. Ippudu manam Svetavaraha kalpamlo unnam. So we have Svetavaraha kalpe Ramayana. Padma Puranam Padma kalpamlo jarigindi. Padma kalpamlo unna Padmaram kalpamlo jarigina Padma Puranamlo kuda Ramayana undi. We have Ramayana in Padma Purana also. And there is difference between that Ramayana and what we have now Ramayana. And for Tamilian people, we have Kamba Ramayana. I do not know how many of you, especially Telugu people, may not know Kamba Ramayanam is beautiful Ramayana. It is unbelievable poetry. Such a phenomenal poetry that poetry is not available in any language. Only in Tamil it is there. It beats Valmiki Ramayana by 10 times in terms of poetry. It's a beautiful poetry Ramayana. And also we have Ramayana in folk languages. Especially for Kannada people, we have a lot of folk Ramayanas. What is really interesting, one of the folk Ramayana in Karnataka is Ramachandramurti has too many wives. Only in Valmiki Ramayana and Ramayana we follow is Ekapatni Vrata. But folk Ramayana, there are many wives for Rama. And apart from that, there is Ramayana in other countries also. You go to Thailand, there is Ramayana. You go to Malaysia, there is Ramayana. You go to Indonesia, there is Ramayana. There are so many different places Ramayana is there. Of course, we know Trinidad, Tobago, in so many Caribbean countries, there are Ramayanas. And of course, Manasa Charita. See, Ramayana written by, that Manasa Charita is one of the most beautiful expansion of Ramayana. So why so many Ramayanas are there, and yet we and our Sadguru, Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji has asked us to read first Valmiki Ramayana. The reason he said that is, he said first read what is in Valmiki Ramayana, then read other Ramayanas. The reason is, even the other Ramayana also is Rishi Darshana. It only happened because some Rishi has seen it. Otherwise, there is no way to write that Ramayana. If you go to especially Kanchi or Srirangam, there are so many Ramayanas. Volumes of Ramayanas. You go to Kanchi Matham, there are many Ramayanas lying for you to read. Same thing you go to happen to Srirangam, you will find so many folk people have written their own way of Ramayana. Yet, we are all asked to read first Valmiki Ramayana because Valmiki Ramayana happened in this Kalpam, Svetavaraha Kalpam, number one. Number two, Valmiki Ramayana is very unique in one sense because Chaturmukha Brahma has given a permission to Valmiki to write Ramayana. And not only that, suppose let's, especially young children, I really want you to see. If you want to write a story, how can you write a story? Either you should have seen it, or you can imagine it, or you are given some extra power for you to see what happened. Correct? There's only three ways to write a story. Your imagination, or you have seen it, or somebody has given, Swamiji has given extra power for you to read, to see something in what has happened in the past. But for Valmiki, Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma has not only given what he can see in the past, but also he said he can be seen from their individual manassu. What Rama is thinking also can be seen by Valmiki. What Shurpanaka is thinking, her own mind, also can be seen by Valmiki. In fact, Valmiki Ramayana, he writes about that, and he also writes what Shurpanaka was thinking even before she is talking. How can you do that? He had extra power. That is why Swamiji has given instruction for us to read something called Valmiki Ramayana first. Because it is not only happened in this kalpa, but also it goes into the minds of the people. Now, every Purana is like this. We have 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas, 18 Aupaka Puranas. 54 Puranas are available right now. In every Purana there is Ramayana. There is not only Itihasa of Ramayana. There is a word called Itihasa. We only have two Itihasas, right? One is Ramayana, Mahabharatam. Itihasam means, Itihasam. Hasam means what happened very near. Iti means sitting near. So it just happened. While it is happening, Mahabharata was written. While Ramayana is happening, Valmiki Ramayanam has been written. That is why it is called Itihasam. Because it just happened, or it's happening, or he is in the part of that story. Just like Vyasa Mahamuni is in the story of Mahabharata, Valmiki is also in the story of Ramayana. He is the one who will come and tell to Sri Ramachandra Murthy that Sitamma is nothing than Agni Devata. So Valmiki himself was there while he is writing this. And it is also called, first it is called Adi Kavyam. Why it is called Adi Kavyam? Because it is the first written kavya. Kavya means kavita, something written poetry. Kavyam is poetry. Adi is the first kavyam. It is, before that, it is all Guru Parampara Shishya. Guru was telling and Shishya is learning. That Shishya will become Guru. He is teaching to the next person. There is only Vedam or Vedangam. There is no kavyams. So the very first kavyam in this Svetavara Kalpa is Valmiki Ramayana. That's why it's called Adi Kavyam. Okay. And also, it's wrong. Since it is a kavyam, it is written in the language of singing. We should be very, very thankful for what we have Ramayana today. We have to thank many people, including Valmiki, including Ramachandra Murthy, including Sitamma, of course everybody. But most importantly, we should be thankful to two children called Kusha Lava. Without their, of course, Telugu people say Lava Kusha because of the film, great film. But it is actually Kusha Lava. Kusha is little elder. Elder means they're all twins, but one fellow came first, second fellow came second. Our science tells us the second fellow is the oldest person. So that fellow is Kusha. The other fellow is Lava. So anyway, Kusha Lava is the people who sang this entire Ramayana not only to Ramachandra Murthy, but also many, many, many places. ఎక్కడెక్కడ 4 కూటళ్ళు 4 రోడ్లు కలిసి చౌరస్తా అంటారు కన్నడ వాళ్ళు. ఎక్కడైతే చౌరస్తాలు ఉన్నాయో అక్కడంతా వాళ్ళు పాడారు. On the instruction of Valmiki, they sang every place. Without their singing, there is no way for us to know that. Not only that, it is 24,000 slokas. 24,000 శ్లోకాలు, 500 చాప్టర్లు, 500 sargas. So, how is it possible this has happened in end of Treta Yugam, right? How is it in Kali Yugam, Pradamapade, we are able to sing thanks to so many gurus who learnt all 24,000 slokas. Even today, you go to Srirangam, from morning to evening, there will be people reading Ramayana without book. Entire 24,000 slokas they will read. Even today. One has to visit, one has to see that actually. Just like Vedams are taught and learnt and spoken every day, you have to do Priti Roju Veda. God has losing memory. And we will also lose. But we should be thankful for people who are continuing to recite entire 24,000 slokas and entire 1,000 slokas of 1 lakh slokas of Mahabharatam. Without that, today we have book. Just 100 years ago, just imagine, there was no books. How did this Ramayana exist? Because somebody was reciting it. Somebody was telling to another Shishya. So it's written in a song form, so you have to sing. That is why Shatasloki Ramayana, which we sang just now, Swamiji has sung in 6 different tunes, right? So it's a song. And the very first thing in our world, a word has come to hear is not Omkaram. The very first word is what we heard, Lord Vishnu heard, or last Chaturmukha Brahma heard. Anything called sound has come is something called Tat. That is why the entire Ramayana starts with Tat only. Not only that, Aditya Hridayam also Tato Yuddha Parishrantam. Exactly same thing. Sundarakanda also, it starts with Ta. Ramayana starts with Ta, Ramayana ends with Ta. Because we have a great Upanishad word called Tattvamasi. That is why the entire Ramayana is also Tat. It's not that you do not know, I'm just trying to remind you what it is. Ramayana, it starts with Ta, ends with Ta. And also, it is 24,000 slokas, right? Is there any mantra which is 24 mantras, letters? Gayatri mantra. So, the Ramayana is nothing but Gayatri mantra. For every 1,000 slokas, there is a word from Gayatri, and he has taken that letter, he has inscripted in the sloka. So, 24,000 slokalu represent 24 aksharalu yokka Gayatri. Okay, it's very interesting to see, and lot of rishis have seen it, lot of pravachakas have expanded that, especially Balaswamiji. You should see Balaswamiji when he is telling Ramayana. He will take that Gayatri and bring it out and show it to you people. Obviously, Shatasloki Ramayana is the starting of Ramayana, correct? It is the Valmiki Maharshi asking about that 16 gunas, Konvismin Sampratam Loke, we all know that slokas, right? Gunavan. First he is gunas. He asks about 16 gunas. We immediately, Narada says, it's very difficult to find such man, but there is such man who is none other than Ramachandra Murthy, and he talks about 32 gunas. Even though Valmiki Maharshi has asked 16 gunas, he expands that into 32 gunas of Ramachandra Murthy. So you can see, just like Vishnu Sahasranam Stotram, you know, we have 1,000 names, right? But the first namam represents the entire Vishnu Sahasranamam, Vishwam. The entire Sahasranamam is talking about that Vishwam only. Just like that, here also Ramayana, 16 slokas, 16 gunas been asked by Valmiki Maharshi is expanded by 32 gunas. The entire Ramayana explains what is those 32 gunas. So one has to read and understand and take which guna is expounded in which chapter. It takes a lot of time for that. It takes 9 days. We don't have time. So next time when we have time, we'll do that. Okay. Very interesting about Ramayana is, I know we are taking we have little time. It's little interesting to understand. Every time Ramayana tries to end, there is a lady comes and expands that story. It's very interesting to see. Whether it is Mandhara, whether it is Shurpanaka, whether it is Trijata, you can see any number of ladies. The lady will come and expand the story. And not only that, Valmiki himself said that though Ramayana means it's very easy to understand. Wherever Rama, Ayana. Wherever he went, the story of Ramayana. Rama is Ramayana. It's not only story of Ramayana. It is also about something called Pulastha Vadha. Elimination of. His name is Dasagriva, not Ravana. Later he became Ravana. First name is Dasagriva. Elimination of Pulastya Mani Yokka Manavadu Kabatti Paulastya Vadha. It is not only that. Sitaya Mahatat Charita. It is also a story of Sita Mata. It's a great story of Sita Mata. The reason I am saying ladies is, the moment we realize that story is run by Sita Mata, not by Rama, then only you realize why these ladies have come. Shakti has to come, otherwise there is no Rama. The entire Ramayana is run by Sita Mata, not by anybody else. She talks as if she doesn't know anything, but she knows everything. Without her knowing, how can she say that, Lakshmana, you get out? When Rama is not in trouble, and she knows that, but she tells Lakshmana, you go and find Rama. He is in trouble. She is the one who driven him out, right? So she knows very well. She knows very well, that's why she followed him also to the Aranya. Anyway, so it's run by ladies, basically. That's more we reason. Of course, there are 3 important ladies in the entire Ramayana. Beautiful story of Ramayana has got 3 important ladies. One is called Sumitra. A unbelievable, who in the world, just like she sometimes I look her and as if she is the mother of, those who are sending to army, the children. The mother will, okay, go and serve the nation. She's just like that. How the whole, see, ఆయన పేరు దశరథ మహారాజు ఈజ్ దొర్లుతున్నాడు, కింద పడిపోయి దొర్లిపోయి వేడుస్తున్నారు. ఆ కౌసల్య మాత షీఈస్ ఆల్ మూర్ఛపోతున్నది. She doesn't know what's happening. Yet this Sumitra Devi gets up and says, okay son, go and serve the Rama. Who in the world can do that? It's a fantastic lady. Same thing. There are again similarly దశగ్రీవుడు భార్య పేరేంటి? మండోదరి. What a mata she is. Unbelievable story. Mayudu కూతురు ఆవిడ. And after Dasagriva leaves, she will come and talk, beautiful talk. She will tell why he has died. She tells, it is not Rama who killed you, it is your own ahankaram killed you. Like that. Anyway, I want to move on. One important, the Astotram, one of the Astotram Nama is called Manusha Charita. Rama is Maya, exactly opposite in Mahabharatam, Liksha Charita. He is called Maya Manusha Charita. The reason is Rama acts as a Manusha, but he knows he is Vishnu. Sometimes you will see his Vishnu Tattva in his action, not in his words. Only in actions you will see. Because he puts an arrow on Maricha, right? But he doesn't kill Maricha. He throws him out of 7 seas. How is it possible that if he doesn't know he's Vishnu and he has come to eliminate this man, Ravana, why did he save Maricha? So by actions, he will show Vishnu Tattva, but not by words. Whereas Sita Mata, she will show in words itself, she is none other than Lakshmi. So many places she will show that. She even questions, you think that, a lot of times Sita Mata is represented as if, oh, poor lady, went to the Aranya and all that. No. We should see how she speaks to Rama. There are 2-3 occasions where she speaks. One is when Rama says, you should not come to Aranya, you take care of my mother, you take care of my father and all that. The way she speaks to Rama, she tells him, are you even a man? That's how she speaks. Very harsh. Similarly, when he comes to the Aranya also, he will bring the Kodandam. And she will question why he brought Kodandam. The way she questions, oh, fantastic, unbelievable. And of course, the way she speaks to Ravana, she takes it as a, gaddi paraka. Oh, chinna darbha తీసుకునే దర్భ మధ్యలో పెట్టే దర్భను చూసి మాట్లాడుతుంది. ఎంత గొప్పగా మాట్లాడుతుంది ఆవిడని చూస్తుంటే అబ్బా ఎంత ధైర్యం తెచ్చుకోవాలి. That's exactly. What's the use of Ramayana? What's the use of Mahabharata if we do not use it in our own lives? Something happened so many years ago. How does it matter? It doesn't matter at all unless we learn, unless we start using it our own lives. How can we use? Only when, we can take inspiration from that and live it. One of the greatest inspiration, there are only 2 kids here, I'll tell that. There are some people who are online, Jai Guru Datta for them. One of the biggest inspiration is, this great Hanuman who took a nice flight, there's a beautiful rocket goes up and crosses this 100 yojanas, goes to Lanka, looks at Lanka, the whole night, evening, he looks every place, but he didn't find Sita Mata. He did not find Sita Mata, and at the one point of time, nearly at midnight, he went into something called depression. He goes into the depression, and what happens? He thinks that he should not even live. He goes to the depression and thinks that he should not even live. Anta loki వెళ్ళిపోయారు ఆయన. హనుమంతులు వారే అంత లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతే మన సంగతి ఏంటి? Even we can also go down with that. So what he did, he learnt only one shloka. He recited one shloka, and then immediately he realized, oh, I searched everywhere other than Ashokavana. And then he goes to if we learn that one shloka, if we are in depression, and if our science project is not completed, or our exam results are not proper, or we didn't win that football match, doesn't matter. If you are going little down, just recite this one shloka, we will be out of that depression. Can you see that? Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Devecha Tasyai Janakatmajayai Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilebhyo Namostu Chandrarka Marudganebhyaha. This all is said. Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Devi Chitasyai Janakatmajayai Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilebhyo Namostu Chandrarka Marudganebhyaha. Only this shloka he said. You learn this shloka, you can be out of any problem. It's a beautiful shloka. Again, kids, I'm sure you're reading Bhagavad Gita, you're learning Bhagavad Gita. It's very easy to understand any shloka. There are 2 ways to understand the shloka. One from left to right, from right to left also. In fact, if you start from the right to left, it's very easy to Urdu left. It's very easy to understand. It's hard to the reason I'm saying is Sanskrita shlokas tells you from the end actually. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashi Varnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. It's very easy to understand. Sarva Vignopashantaye Dhyayam. We are doing dhyanam for that. Who is Shuklam, he is white. Bharadharam, he takes care of Shuklam Bharadharam. Vishnum is none other than Vishnu. It's very easy to understand if you start from the back. Same thing you can do for this sloka also. So Ramayana gives you so many shlokas for us to, especially for adults, very easy to understand when we are in trouble. There are 2 sargas called Siddhi sargas that in Sundarakanda. If you can read those 2 sargas, that's enough. It will throw you out of the problem. It happened to me. I'm sure it will happen for everybody. And those two sargas are sargas when Hanuman sees Sita Mata, that is one Siddhi Sarga. When Sita Mata sees Hanuman, read the Sarga. Just read the Sarga, you can be out of the problems. And for children, read one shloka, Namostu Ramaya, Salakshmanaya, Devyaicha, Tasyai, Janakatmajayai, Namostu Rudrendra, Yamanilebhyo, Namostu Chandrarka, Marudganebhyaha. That's all you have to learn. Okay. Of course, given chance, I'll be keep talking for whole 7 days. But we don't have time. It's already 12:30. We want to close. I am hungry. We're all hungry. Let's go and eat some sumptuous food. But before closing, little small items in Ramayana. Let me cover as much I can. So, the entire Ramayana is written in 7 kandas, right? However, Pattabhishekam is done. Right? And once that is done, there is something called Uttara Kanda. It's also called Uttara Ramayana. The reason it is called Uttara Ramayana is also it's north of first 6 kandas. It's not only that, but if you start reading Ramayana in the original book or original fashion, you get questions throughout the book. For example, I'll give you a small example. Just in the morning we were talking, yesterday night we were talking to Shailaja Garu, saying that when we should not call these people as characters, but for just say this book is read by a guy who doesn't know Ramayana. Say a white person is reading this Ramayana. It's very hard to understand. The reason is, there is no character introduction. For Rama, yes, this great puja done by Dasharatha Maharaja, and then there is this Vishnu Patra, there is the Agni will come and give this payasam and it is distributed and all that. So there is some introduction. But Hanuman, just like that will come in Aranyakanda, as if is a Sachiva. Ravana also it just shows up in Aranyakanda. Who is this Ravana? How did he touch Sita Mata? Even after touching Sita Mata, that fellow was alive. How was it possible? We know that Sita Mata is Ayonija. We know that she is Lakshmi. How did a Ravana Brahma could touch her? అదేంటి ఆశిష్ అయిపోలేదా దాన్ని అంటారు భస్మం అయిపోలేదా ఆయన ఎందుకు కాలేదు ఏం చేశాడు ఆయన అమ్మవారిని ముట్టుకున్నా బతికే ఉన్నాడు అంటే ఎందుకు ఎలా బతుకున్నాడు ఆయన అనేది మీకు యూ విల్ నాట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ అంటిల్ ది 6 chapters ఓన్లీ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇన్ ఉత్తరాఖండ సో మీకు మొదటి 6 కాండల్లో వచ్చిన ప్రశ్నలకి answers. Uttaramu is given in Uttarakanda. That's why it's called Uttarakanda. Whatever questions you have are answered in Uttarakanda. Of course, I'm half Tamilian. In Tamil people, we don't read Uttarakanda, but being again a half Telugu person and also instructed by Balaswamiji told me first read Uttarakanda. Because I had too many doubts by the time. And he said, all your doubts will be cleared if you read Uttarakanda. It's very, very interesting to understand how this Ravana, Dasagriva has become Ravana Brahma and could survive Sri Mahalakshmi. He literally touched her. Of course, there are other Ramayanas which tells you that he has not touched it. That's a beautiful darshana. That's why Swamiji told to read Valmiki Ramayana first and go to other Ramayanas, because then only you will see that Manasa Charita, that he is realized he's not touching, he just took the whole land up and went up. But Valmiki Ramayana doesn't say that. Again, most popular stories of Ramayana are not in Valmiki Ramayana. Very, very interesting. For example, Lakshmana Rekha. How popular it is? Very, very popular, right? But it is not in Valmiki Ramayana. Lakshmana will not draw any line or anything. He will say, Amma, I do not know when I will see you with Sri Ramachandramurti together, and he looks at her and walks out. That's it. There is no line. Very popular story is our parent ma Shabari. Shabari story of eating fruits is not in Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana says Shabari brings every day. When did this happen? 13th year. Total thing is 14 years, right? So on the 13th year, she is bringing fruits on every day that Rama will come from last 13 years. But she has not taken a fruit and seen that whether it is ripe or not to offer to Rama. That is not in Valmiki Ramayana. But there is another Ramayana. It is in Parasara Samhita. Parasara Mahamuni is none other than Vyasa Mahamuni's father. He has written something called Parasara Samhita. In that, it is there. Such a beautiful thinking. Right? And again, there are other Ramayanas. There is Hanuman has written Ramayana. Today, we don't have that Ramayana. Unfortunately, only 4 lines are available, it seems. There is Sugriva Ramayana. There is Vibhishana Ramayana. Every fellow who has seen Rama has written his own story of Rama. Right? I'm sure there are other Rishis who were there. The entire Ramayana is Guru Vaibhavam. So many Gurus will come. There is not just Vasishta or Vamana. There are so many other Gurus also will come. Agastya Muni, the whole story is Agastya. Of course, Aditya Hridayam. Aditya Hridayam is none other than given in Ramayana only, right? By Agastya Muni, right? And not only Agastya Muni has given this one, he has given special Kadgam and special Banam for Ramachandramurti. That happens much before in Aranyakanda. So, entire story is popular stories are not in Valmiki Ramayana. For example, there is a popular story called Hanuman taking out his chest and showing whether Rama. See, after Pattabhishekam, is a beautiful ceremony happens and Rama starts giving presents to everybody. One of the presents he takes out, he looks at Sita Mata and gives to Sita Mata and says, you give it to the person who you think is the best suited for this. That is nothing other than Muchala Haram. This is a beautiful haram he gives out, gives to Sita Mata. Sita Mata gives to Hanuman only. None other than there is no other body. But this popular story is, it seems he breaks that Muchalu and sees whether Rama is there, and somebody asks him, why do you say that? You know, there's no Rama. Then where is Rama? And then he opens out his chest and shows the entire Parivaram inside him. That's a very popular story. That is not in Valmiki Ramayana. But it is in Manas Charita. Beautiful. Again, the story of Kushalava fighting with Rama. Lavakusha cinema, anybody has seen Lavakusha cinema? Everybody? Adults. Children also should see. Beautiful film. One of the best films of our life. But that story of fighting with Rama has not happened in Valmiki Ramayana. But the other Ramayanas have written this. So, the point is that people have expanded this story and had their own darshan. Of course, they have done tapas. Without that tapas, there is no way for them to see that. These are all Rishis who have written Ramayana. We should never say one Ramayana is less than another Ramayana. It's just a different, that's all. But if we read Valmiki Ramayana and then read other Ramayanas, then we can see, oh man, how can he see that? How can he think about it? One of the beautiful things written in Manas Charita is when Vibhishana comes to Sharanagati, to Ramachandramurti, Of course, Ramachandramurti asks everybody. He asks everybody, and everybody says no, and everybody gives their own reasons why they should not be taken. Only Hanuman says, take him. That is in Valmiki Ramayana also. But the Manasrita says that Hanuman will say, Swami, you will not know, only I will know. Only a bhakta will know about another bhakta, not the guru. That's a beautiful thinking. How can he write that? So there are other Ramayanas also. The most important thing is we can take some essence of that Ramayana and try to apply in our life. Before closing, I'll take another 5 minutes. I just want to visit Ayodhya. Now Ayodhya, Rama is coming. Ayodhya is a beautiful place. I do not know how many of you go, but with Manassu we can go now today. One of the greatest place. Not only it has got Saryu Nadi. Saryu Nadi has come from none other than Manasa Sarovaram. It has come from Manas Sarovaram. It is Manas Sarovaram is the Sarovaram which is created at the Brahma's heart. That is why it is called Manasa Sarovaram. It has happened in his Manassu. He thought about Sarovar. That's why that Manas Sarovar. What we have is a representation of what it is today. That's all. Just like Vedas, so many Vedas have come to only 4 Vedas, and in the 4 Vedas also only few Samhitas are available today as per Kali. Similarly, what we have, the Ayodhya is not the same Ayodhya now. If you read Ayodhya, anyway, very interesting thing is that the story of Ayodhya is written in Balakanda, not in Ayodhya Kanda. Ayodhya Kanda is all people are moving except for Rama, everybody moves in the Ayodhya Kanda. But the story of Ayodhya is written in Balakanda. Explanation of Ayodhya, it's a big, big city. It is huge city. You can put 2 Bombays together is one Ayodhya. But today that Ayodhya is not like that. It's a very, very small. So what we have today is what is the representation, smallest piece of that. Swamiji has clearly said what we have Sri Lanka today is not the Lanka which is explained in Valmiki Ramayana. Lanka is a huge island. You can combine Africa, Sri Lanka, what you have, South America, all these things together will become one Lanka which is told in Ramayana. So science also we can expand that. Probably things are broken and that's why Trinidad has become so-called, Swamiji said, Hanuman's first leg has been put in Trinidad. Right? So the whole Ramayana is explained in such a way that what we have now is not complete representation, but a small representation of what we have Ayodhya. So there is this Saryu Nadi there, even today that is there, where this, it is also not only science, but also from Vedic way, it is proven that Sri Ramachandramurti has been born in that particular place. That is why Ramalila has become such a big important place from last, 500 years people have been fighting, and the last 55 years it's in court case, and today we have a ruling from the court case, and thanks to court, that ruling has come 2 years ago, and now the temple is coming up. And not only that, so they are now putting a Bala Rama Vigraham there. That has going to happen in night tonight. Please, those who have time, please wake up and see online. It is being shown online. It's coming on YouTube. It's coming in many, many places, including Avadhuta Dattapeetham is also showing up that particular, what is shown in Ayodhya. And entire Parivaram is coming. And new Vigrahas, those things, but the Ramalila Vigrahas, which we do not know where they have come from, apparently they have come from the Saryu Nadi itself. That's what people believe, and those also will be consecrated today. Not just the new Vigrahas, the old Vigrahas also are still kept. It's a beautiful temple, sprawling within 23 acres, massive temple. Not only that, every state has contributed to that. Of course, the sculptures is from Mysore. Can you believe that? Is it Swamiji is doing something in this? Probably, right? Because how come the sculpture of Rama, that particular Rama, is coming from Mysore man? And every state, the entire talupulu, దాన్ని ఏమంటారు పెద్ద తలుపులు, doors have come from Tamil Nadu. So every state has, some people have contributed to the vigraha, some people have contributed to the floor, every state has contributed to this. So beautiful thing is happening tonight. Please watch out. And not only that, this yagnas are going on from last 2 years, and especially from last 40 days. This beautiful yagnas, Rama Jaya Mantra yagnas is happening. This is the time we all have to say, Sri Rama Jaya Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Sri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Sri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. This is nothing but 13 letters mantra is being used. And Sri Swamiji explained in Dallas once what is this 13 mantra is all about. It's fantastic. That's why that Raksha we get from Hanuman temple has got 13 knots. Okay, it is being used by none other than Draupadi Mata. Out of Pancha Kanyas, we talk about Pancha Kanyas, 4 are from Ramayana. Only 1 is from Mahabharatam. That is none other than Draupadi Mata. Draupadi Mata is the one who has done this 13 mudis for his husband, for him to be Jayam. She is used. That's why we also have the same 13 mudis. It's 12:45. We'll close it. Om Namo Hanumate Namaha, Sri Sadgurubhyo Namaha, Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Swasti. Jai Guru Datta, thank you. Next time when you have time, we can go into a lot more details. I have so many things to cover. I just touched little bit within the time for 30-40 minutes, whatever I have. We can do a lot more things. Most important thing is, let's use it for our personal use. There is no point in reading these books, no point in learning the slokas, unless we start understanding it, using it in a personal life, using that for our own children, and children using it for their betterment. Jai Guru Datta. Thank you so much, TDYC and the group, for giving me this opportunity. I'm sure we can do more. KDHT, sorry.
Jai Guru Datta. Thank you, Srikarji. Krishna Datta Hanuman Temple.
Yes, Krishna Datta Hanuman Temple.
Yes, thank you for coming and doing the pravachanam on this auspicious day, occasion day. Please, Mamshi and Ramanya. We need more pravachanams like this in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.